geographic equity in our circulation system. And quite frankly, cities would function better. No matter what they do, no matter how many ring roads they build in Beijing, they just can't overcome complete gridlock. So this is an auto-free street, mixed use along the edge. It has transit running down the middle. I'm happy to make that transit autonomous.
Kenya to Colombia, from Iraq to Korea, in slums, in schools, in prisons, and in theaters. Every day, people gather at TEDx events around the world to hear the best ideas bubbling up in their communities. Today, you are part of a global conversation about our shared future. So what is this TEDx? TEDx is an initiative of the TED Conference, a nonprofit devoted to ideas worth spreading. We grant free licenses to allow TED-like events to spread globally. This event today is based on the TED Conference format and ideals, but is independently organized by your local community. So please make sure to thank the team of volunteers who worked so hard on today's event. It's their ideas, dedication, and time that made it all possible. It's they who booked all the speakers, and the views you'll hear today are, of course, those of those speakers, not necessarily of TEDs. But we hope their talks spark an exciting conversation among you. This is a day for curiosity and for skepticism, for openness and for critical thinking, for inspiration and for action. The more you enter into it, the more you'll take out. And now, on with the show.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to TEDx GEMS Wellington Academy, Al-Khail. My name is Gaurav Lamba, the Vice Head of Innovation, and I'm delighted to be your host this evening. To launch the proceedings, we'd like to invite on stage the organizer of this TEDx conference, Mr. Rohan Roberts, to say a few words. Mr. Roberts is the Director of Innovation and Future Learning at the Academy. He has organized 8 TEDx events in the past. In 2015, for demonstrated excellence as an innovative thinker and doer, he was invited to TED Global in Geneva. Please welcome on stage Mr. Rohan Roberts.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to TEDx GEMS Wellington Academy, Al-Khail. It's an absolute pleasure to have you with us this evening. Now, I'm sure most of you are already aware, but just in case you aren't, I'd like to say a few words about the difference between TED and TEDx. TED stands for Technology, Entertainment, and Design. It is essentially the world's premier intellectual conference that brings together the most incredible thinkers and doers on the planet under the slogan, Ideas Worth Spreading. The first TED Talks took place in 1990, and in keeping with its early Silicon Valley origins, those early TED Talks focused primarily on technology and design. However, since then, TED has broadened its perspective to include talks about scientific, cultural, humanitarian, and academic topics as well. The early TED Talks focused primarily on technology and design, but they were also held behind closed doors. They weren't open to the general public. However, all that changed in 2006 when TED began to offer its videos for free viewing online under a Creative Commons license. By 2009, 140,000 views were had by TED videos, and that went up to 23 million views by 2010, and that went up to 190 million views by 2011. But by 2012, boom, it hit 1 billion views. That's a textbook example of exponential growth. But what it also indicated is that the world has a keen appetite for intellectual ideas. Since 2012, TED has only been gaining in popularity. The annual conference is held every year, and ever more fascinating videos are added to the online platform. So that's the story of TED. TEDx, on the other hand, is a grassroots initiative created in the spirit of TED's overall mission of ideas worth spreading. TEDx events are locally and independently organized, but under license from TED. Every year, over 3,000 TEDx events are held in 130 countries around the world. This year, for the 4th year now, we have a license to host our own TEDx event, which is happening here this evening. And the theme of today's event is Eco Urbanism. Now, we live in a world where billions of people live in cities. There is a pressing need to focus on sustainable urban development. Today's series of talks will explore the innovative ideas, groundbreaking technologies, and inspiring stories that are shaping the future of our cities. The various speakers will shed light on the intersection between ecology and urbanism, and they will highlight the different ways in which we can transform our urban landscapes into thriving, environmentally conscious hubs. From green architecture and circular economies to renewable energy and carbon neutrality, we'll explore how eco-urbanism is paving the way for a cleaner, greener, and more resilient urban future. Now, a lot of thought, hard work, and research have gone into today's series of talks, so we really do hope you enjoy the show. I'd now like to leave you with a short video called It's Time for TED. And on that note, a very warm welcome once again, and thank you for coming.
Wonder, insight, ideas. It's time for TED.
We can change the world if we defy the impossible.
We have the tools, we have the passion.
We can be more, we can be much more.
Let's turn the world inside out. It's just a beginning.
We have achieved remarkable things. We can be more, we can be much more.
Science is clever, but great creativity is more magical. And now we need that magic.
The miracle of your mind, it's that you can see the world as it isn't. We can imagine the future. We can remember the past. The miracle of your mind, it's that you can see the world as it isn't. We can imagine what it's like to be some other person in some other place.
Take a moment and take a breath.
I'm a believer. The science is clear. We have to get off of oil. We owe it to our children and grandchildren. I'm a believer. We can't just drill our way out. We can't just bomb our way out. We're gonna invent our way out, working together. We need to think big, we need to think cheap. We need to think about the problem differently.
Wonder, insight, ideas. It's time for TED.
The miracle of your mind, it's that you can see the world as it isn't. We can imagine the future. We can remember the past. The miracle of your mind, it's that you can see the world as it isn't. We can imagine what it's like to be some other person in some other place.
Keep your eyes on the prize. Hold on. Keep your eyes on the prize. Hold on.
The city of the future calls on you to see it through. Will you dream with me? Will you dream with me? Will you build with me? Will you build with me?
We have the tools, we have the passion.
We can be more, we can be much more.
I'm a believer.
We can change the world if we defy the impossible.
We have 3 billion new minds coming online. To do that which we must do. To do that which we must do.
We need to think big, we need to think cheap. We need to think about the problem differently.
Wonder, insight, ideas. It's time for TED.
The miracle of your mind. see the world as it isn't. We can imagine the future. We can remember the past. The miracle, imagine the future. Remember the past.
Wonder, insight, ideas. It's time for TED.
Our first speaker of the evening is Joanna Pereira. Joanna is a student in year 10 at the Academy. She is someone who embodies a devotion to the arts, displaying a boundless enthusiasm for creativity and expression. She has spent her time contributing to the artistic aspects of the school community, taking part in the Academy's art events and musical galas. Since then, she has been honored with multiple awards and trophies in recognition of her attainment. The title of Joanna's talk is Art and the Flourishing of Future Cities. Joanna explores the transformative role of art in urban environments, highlighting how integrating artistic expression with environmental sustainability can enhance community engagement, foster well-being, and reshape cities into vibrant, livable spaces that prioritize both human and ecological health. Please welcome on stage Joanna Pereira.
Since I can remember, art has always been something I have held very dear to my heart. Now, you may ask, why art specifically? To me, art has always been present in my life, from the moment I knew how to pick up a pencil. I have experienced firsthand the development of art over these past few years, from the introduction and widespread adoption of the use of digital art, as well as traditional art evolving even further, which has opened up new possibilities for artists like myself in terms of creativity and media. I have had the opportunity to grow alongside what I love most, and I stand before you as part of today's youth, amidst this evolving landscape, eager to talk to you about what I'm most passionate about, which is art. So, where does art tie into this? In the context of art and urbanization, art encompasses a diverse range of innovative strategies aimed at enhancing the urban environment, fostering community engagement, and addressing pressing urban challenges. This is explored through artistic expression and creative thinking to reimagine urban spaces in ways we have yet to see. Picture this. A cityscape transformed into a canvas, where every building, every alleyway becomes something special and unique. The idea of urban beautification is not just about adding a coat of paint, but a representation of the character of a town or a country. In the flow of urbanization, art emerges as somewhat of a guide, shaping our concrete jungles into communities of color and life. From murals breathing life into forgotten corners, to interactive art installations sparking conversation on busy streets. Art goes beyond being aesthetically pleasing. It creates a shared identity, a feeling of togetherness amidst the chaos of modern life. As we have the privilege to witness our cities develop like never before, it is crucial that we do not overlook the transformative power of art to infuse our growing cities with meaning and life, and to remind us that amidst this hustle and bustle, there's always room for beauty. This is present in our very own cities, with a surplus of murals in the older areas of the UAE, like Dera, as well as the new, like JBR. Another thing I love about art is that it can even promote environmental sustainability, sustainable practices, and the preservation of nature within developing countries throughout their process of urbanization. Through eco-sculptures and other eco-friendly art installations, communities can learn to embrace sustainable lifestyles. For example, the UN created the Sustainable Environment Beach Sculpture in Rio de Janeiro as a protest to the shocking number of plastics that get discarded into the ocean each and every year. So they created this piece to highlight the issues around plastic pollution. Shaped like a fish, this piece highlights how art and sustainability are connected through the use of hundreds, if not thousands, of plastic bottles in its construction. Its locality, placed on a beach next to the ocean, helped to bring awareness to this disastrous issue, as well as bringing awareness to what was most affected: marine life. The sculpture placed emphasis on the dire impact plastic pollution can have on marine life, facing issues such as ingestion or entanglement in the discarded pieces. These eco-sculptures serve as a tangible expression of the relationship between art and nature. Artists can utilize sustainable materials such as reclaimed wood, recycled metal, and other natural fibers to create eco-sculptures that seamlessly blend in with urban green spaces. By blending into their surroundings, these pieces not only enhance the overall outlook of an urban area, but still remain respectful to the natural environment. Recently, I came across an artist, Andy Goldsworthy, who makes fantastic art out of things like leaves, stones, twigs, thorns, and so much more. Ever since, I have wanted to share his work, as it encapsulates my belief that great things are possible if we work together with art in urbanization. Amidst the skyscrapers and urban neighborhoods, his installations breathe life, offering moments of connection to the natural world. His work challenges us to consider how we can integrate elements of nature into our currently developing cities. Your environment affects your mood. Seasonal affective disorder, or SAD, is directly related to the impact our environment can have on our mood. This is why the design of the building, as well as artwork featured in workplaces, living areas, and healthcare facilities, have become increasingly important for stress management. A study conducted by Michaela Law and colleagues through the National Library of Medicine had 3 different groups participate in 3 different activities: a group art activity, a non-art activity, and an individual art activity. Their feelings of anxiety were measured both before and after the experiment. It was found that the groups that had interacted with art had lower levels of anxiety, whereas those who did not remained the same. Additionally, it was found that patients experienced a lower level of cortisol, the stress hormone, after interacting or viewing art. Neurobiologist Semir Zeki found that viewing art had the same emotional reaction and effect to experiencing romantic love. As for the long-term impact, through merging artistic vision with environmental awareness, we can unlock future-oriented strategies for sustainable urban development. This ultimately fosters landscapes that prioritize not only human, but also planetary health for generations to come. Imagine walkable green spaces in every developing city. This vision, when translated into action, has the power to transform cities into hubs of sustainability and creativity. I believe that in order to create, there needs to be someone to visualize it. This is why our future engineers, interior designers, must enter the field with consideration to not only the physical appeal, but the environmental impact urbanization can have. This is becoming increasingly important in our currently developing countries and cities. To conclude, I want to acknowledge how we stand on the brink of unprecedented urban growth and change. So let us not forget the transformative power of art. The incorporation of art can create a world where creativity thrives and humanity and nature can coexist. Let us leverage the power of art to create cities that stand as testament to human progress, expression, and innovation.
Our next speaker is Zakar Subkan Kulov. Zakar is a year 11 student at the Academy. He is eager to share his passion for psychology and has always been invested in understanding the causes of our collective misery in order to find ways to save our society. He plans to study business in college and aims to create a company with a powerful social impact. The title of Zakar's talk is Building Bridges, Social Interactions in Modern Urbanism. Zakar explores the concept of urban zoos, as coined by Desmond Morris, emphasizing the need to design cities that cater to the psychological and social needs of humans, and advocating for urban environments that foster genuine community connections and face-to-face interactions. Please welcome on stage Zakar Subkan Kulov.
Desmond Morris, a renowned zoologist and ethologist, famously used the term urban zoos to describe modern cities, drawing a parallel between the artificial environment created for animals in zoos and the urban environments humans have designed for themselves. Morris argued that just as zoos are designed without considering the natural habitat and the needs of animals they house, urban environments are created with an emphasis on robotic productivity and efficiency, rather than human social and psychological needs. Morris emphasized the importance of understanding the human nature and incorporating this understanding into our urban planning, creating environments that are more conducive to the human well-being, fostering healthier, more natural lifestyles and interactions within the concrete landscapes of our cities. A recent study conducted by King's College London collected data from app users in the UK and found an intriguing link between feelings of loneliness and living in a densely populated environment. And as I was growing up in concrete jungles, surrounded by bustling urban life, I experienced the paradox of loneliness amidst millions firsthand. Just as Morris suggested, our lifestyle makes us feel lonely and miserable. He argued that we, as humans, are not that far off from our prehistoric predecessors, and the way we structure our life is inherently incorrect. As he said, we think of ourselves as blank sheets on which anything could be written. We are not. We come into this world with a basic set of instructions, and we ignore or disobey them at our own peril. And even our social media, touted as a tool for communication, often exacerbates this issue by prioritizing personalization and personal content over interaction, contributing to the pervasive sense of disconnect within our environments. We forget about our tribe. We leave our friends and family to consume content specifically tailored for us in what we consider the pinnacle of human communication. And even when technology is used for communication, the need for physical face-to-face interactions remains critical. Despite the convenience of digital platforms, they often fall short in replicating the depth of in-person communication, which is vital for things like trust building, nuanced communication, and emotional well-being. Our innate desire for a tribe underscores this issue in often impersonal environments we live in. I would like to share with you urban planning strategies that boost social interactivity and positively impact the well-being and mental health of city inhabitants. Even though it is slightly ironic to what I said earlier, integrating technology into our cities is key to fostering meaningful face-to-face interaction. Future technologies, such as augmented reality and the Internet of Things can create shared experiences, creating a sense of community and encouraging more diverse interactions. Such strategies do not only make our cities more appealing, but also encourage joining social groups previously overlooked due to the influence of technology and social media. European cities, such as Zurich, exemplify the successful integration of technology into our cities with its efficient public services, cleaner environment, and stronger community ties by offering social activities around the city. Such strategies prioritize social over individual activities, aligning with our natural inclination to nature. A recent study conducted by World Economic Forum has found a correlation between a reduction in loneliness and an increase in urban green spaces. Therefore, implementing more green space into our cities not only positively impacts its aesthetic and environmental appeal, but also fosters vibrant social networks. Green spaces are vital for encouraging social, physical activities and a connection to nature, combating loneliness effectively. Singapore City in the Garden Initiative, which aims at transforming Singapore with lush greenery, serves as a testament to the successful integration of greenery, showing how biodiversity and recreational areas can boost community engagement. As we think of the role of urban planning into our societal well-being, we must ask ourselves, isn't it time to green our cities, not only for the environmental benefits, but also for the salve of our collective soul? American movies have greatly shaped my perception of New York and its society, depicting it as a place where community ties are truly formed through shared environments. These movies have left me with an impression that New York truly cultivates the connection among its inhabitants. And even though the reality might be different, I believe that New York has strategies that make it excel at community building. Innovative projects, such as Highline in New York City, exemplify how adaptive reuse of spaces can breathe life into neglected areas, fostering vibrant social spaces that become hubs for interaction and community pride. Such strategies do not only preserve cultural heritage, but also strengthen community ties by offering accessible spaces for communal growth. Inclusive design principles ensure that all urban spaces can be accessible and usable by everyone. And Vancouver's implementation of universal design principles aims to create more urban spaces that can be accessed by all citizens, nurturing feelings of inclusivity and equality, which are vital for positive mental health and well-being. By understanding and accommodating for the diversity of urban populations, such strategies can help us create communities that are stronger and more resilient, underscoring the importance of interactions and designs that prioritize face-to-face interactions. Let's think of this in other less orthodox matrix. By introducing such strategies, we could ensure that thousands of people don't suffer with depression. Thousands of people don't suffer with heart problems from the lack of exercise. Thousands of people with newfound purpose and happiness. Thousands of people that would have otherwise taken their lives, saved without the use of medication with side effects or therapy. By implementing such strategies, we can help us reintegrate us with our tribe and revolutionize our mental and physical health paradigms. All communities face various challenges, from large obstacles to smaller issues, sparking ideas that could be considered revolutionary, yet most of them are often unrealized due to entrepreneurship barriers. Individuals often lack the time, resources, or support to bring their ideas to fruition, leaving many potentially life-changing ideas abandoned. Startups, unlike large corporations, aim to solve problems with a people-focused approach, and by fostering healthier community spirit, we can encourage collaborative problem solving. Denmark's approach, creating more urban spaces and pedestrian-friendly areas, not only helps local businesses and the environment, but also facilitates that interaction and collaboration. Future technologies, such as artificial intelligence, can also empower individuals to develop their ideas into actionable plans aiming both personal and societal achievement. Our future hinges on interconnectedness. It is clear now that societal transformation is possible through making fundamental changes into our daily lives, from revitalizing social hubs to embracing collaborative spaces. By fostering healthier communities, we'll lay the groundwork for a future deeply rooted in empathy and positive collective and societal well-being. Let's envision a future where connectivity and inclusivity are not just ideals, but realities, where every element is intertwined, fostering a healthier, a more compassionate world. Even though the path forward may have its challenges, our collective resolve ensures that we overcome any obstacles. And as we embrace these changes, we edge closer to a future where humanity's bonds are our strongest asset. Together, let's craft a future which cherishes empathy and embraces our innate tribe structure.
Our next speaker is Manasa Viswanathan. Manasa is a student in year 11 at the Academy. She has a deep interest in music, medicine, astronomy, and art. She loves exploring the transformative power of music in therapy and healing. With a background in music and a keen understanding of its therapeutic effects on mental health and well-being, she aims to inspire change and contribute to a sustainable future using music. The title of Manasa's talk is Harmonizing Healing, the Transformative Power of Music. Manasa explores the profound impact of music as a therapeutic tool in healthcare, highlighting its ability to enhance emotional expression, improve cognitive functions, and foster social connections, thereby playing a crucial role in the holistic healing process. Please welcome on stage Manasa Viswanathan.
Dance between our emotions and behavior is a dynamic interplay that significantly shapes our well-being. Emotions serve as powerful guides, influencing our decisions and actions. For example, the impact of anxiety might lead us to avoid certain activities in an attempt to manage our discomfort. Conversely, our behavior is not just a response to our emotions. It is a catalyst that can influence our emotional state. In a world often filled with noise and chaos, music serves as a therapeutic balm for the soul. It transcends language barriers, resonating with our emotions in ways words cannot. Picture a hospital room where the delicate strains of music transcend the clinical surroundings, becoming a partner in the patient's recovery. In these moments, music is not merely an art form. It is a therapeutic ally offering comfort, easing pain, and breathing life into the healing process. Let's talk about stress, a silent companion in many healthcare settings. Picture a space where the calming notes of a melody can help patients and healthcare professionals find a moment of respite. Music becomes a universal language, soothing anxieties and fostering a more serene healing environment. Beyond alleviating physical discomfort, music opens a gateway for emotional expression. In the symphony of life, patients find solace in music, a means to articulate their joys, fears, and sorrows. It becomes a therapeutic outlet, enhancing emotional well-being and creating a more holistic approach to healing. Consider the impact on sleep quality. In the quiet hours of the night, a gentle melody can accompany patients into a restful slumber. This isn't just about lulling someone to sleep. This is about recognizing the importance of quality rest in the healing process. Music therapy becomes a powerful ally in cognitive rehabilitation, aiding those with neurological disorders or brain injuries. It stimulates memory recall, supports attention, and contributes to the overall cognitive function. In healthcare, we are not just treating conditions, we are caring for individuals. Music fosters social interaction, transforming sterile environments into spaces where patients can connect through their shared musical experiences. This sense of community becomes a healing force in itself. Music, in its gentle embrace, provides comfort. It becomes a companion in the final chapters of life, enhancing the quality of moments and leaving a lasting impact on the journey. From physical rehabilitation to emotional well-being, from pain management to social interaction, music in healthcare is not merely a background score. It is an essential and an intentional part of the healing process. Imagine a playground where a simple swing set produces a melody with every sway, and climbing structures becomes giant percussion ensembles. By integrating play with music, we can create spaces that entertain and inspire creativity simultaneously. Moving on to touching the melody. Think of touch-sensitive surfaces embedded on benches, walkways, or public art installations, where a simple touch could unleash soothing notes, transforming mundane moments into musical experiences. Envision oversized musical instruments like drums or xylophones, where people of all ages can come together and create spontaneous music. By creating these installations, we can create spaces that not just entertain, but also foster a sense of community by turning public spaces into stages for collective creativity. Consider dynamic light and sound shows, whether triggered by motion, weather conditions, or even scheduled performances. Imagine public spaces transformed into mesmerizing environments where light and music dance in harmony, creating unforgettable and immersive experiences. Finally, the augmented reality symphony. Picture using AR glasses or even your smartphones to unlock virtual musical elements in the city. This is a new way to look at urban spaces, blurring the lines between the physical and the virtual, opening doors to endless possibilities. In the ever-evolving landscape of the future, where technology, taste, and trends seem to shift like quicksilver, there is one enduring force that remains steadfast: music. Music in its essence is a timeless companion that transcends epochs and trends, weaving through the fabric of human existence with unwavering constancy. And as we gaze into the horizon of the future, it is evident that the heart of music will not change, but will continue to develop and evolve. Much like the ceaseless rhythm of a metronome, the melodies that have resonated through centuries will continue to echo in the soundscape of tomorrow, creating a bridge between the past, the present, and the endless possibilities of what lies ahead.
Next up, we have our first teacher speaker of the evening, Ms. Nafisa Ali. As an educator, Nafisa has dedicated her career to empowering others through knowledge and creativity. She integrates art therapy principles into her teaching methodologies, fostering holistic development and emotional well-being in her students. She believes in the power of storytelling to inspire meaningful change and foster greater understanding and compassion amongst diverse communities. The title of her talk is Generosity as a Catalyst, Empowering Underprivileged Communities. Nafisa shares personal stories of growth and community empowerment, exploring how generosity, eco-urbanism, and youth engagement can transform cities into thriving ecosystems that bridge the gap between advancement and the needs of underprivileged communities. Please welcome on stage Ms. Nafisa Ali.
As a child, my grandfather was an inspiration to me. I followed him to humble homes where the underprivileged families lived. Here, firsthand, I came to understand the difficulties faced by these communities. My grandfather just didn't offer help. He gave them something far more valuable: his time, his attention, and his belief in their potential. He listened to their stories, encouraged them, and showed them that they were not alone. He arranged resources for them so that not only could they envision a better future, but also turn their dreams into reality. His commitment went beyond mere assistance. It was about empowering them so that they could take charge of their destinies and change their lives and their communities for the better. My mother and my brothers continue this legacy forward. Their kindness made me wonder, can generosity make a difference? Can it change lives for the better? I would like to address two sides of the world today. On one hand, the world is making great progress in science and technology, artificial intelligence. On the other hand, the harsh reality, as highlighted in the reports of UNICEF and World Bank, millions of children are in extreme poverty without basic needs and hope for a better future. I'm bringing this issue to ask a simple question: how are we bridging the gap between our advancements and their needs? How are we ensuring that everyone progresses irrespective of their background? This is the challenge we need to tackle together. The future of eco-urbanism isn't just about green spaces. It's also about empowering the youth who can be the change makers and contributors to this ever-changing world. How can we unlock their potential and watch them become eco-champions our planet needs? I would like every small step taken is a stride towards greatness. I would like to introduce three focus areas: mindfulness, mindset, media, and mindfulness. Let's look at our first focus area, mindset. I'll take you back to the year 2017. It was a journey of transformation. I was leading a group of senior school students they had to complete 1 hour of community project a week for a whole year to earn their bronze award. What unfolded in that course of the year was nothing short of extraordinary. The students were engaged in innovative community projects like aquaponics in an urban setting, waste to wealth initiatives, creating an organic garden in the vacant space of the school. What I bore witness was profound metamorphosis. The students transformed into caring individuals ready to contribute. Engaging in service initiatives has the power to shift mindsets profoundly. When students are engaged in projects that aim to uplift others, they move from self-focused perspectives to the one that prioritizes the well-being of others. Let me tell you the story of Fabric, a youth-led innovation for a sustainable solution. Fabric was founded in 2019 by a young French architect, Clarisse Mallet. She converts textile waste and old clothes into bricks that are great insulators and acoustic insulators. And her bricks are also used for interior decoration. So our first key point to shift mindsets is to create opportunities for community service. Let me tell you another youth-led innovation, creating microgrids, decentralized microgrids, which are powered by renewable resources like biomass energy derived from agricultural residue, crop waste, and animal dung. This is then utilized for generating electricity for rural and remote communities. Having seen how community service has the power to shift mindsets, let's look at how media can amplify these changes. Our first step to use media, to harness media, is to empower the youth by leveraging platforms like Facebook, WhatsApp, YouTube, and Instagram. We can reach vast audiences and create opportunities to create a positive impact among communities. The one effective strategy is to use media as a launchpad to create eco-innovation challenges such as the HALT Prize, an annual prize which aims at solving pressing social issues like food security, water access, energy, and education. It aims at university students to build sustainable, scalable, and social enterprises. Imagine if this platform of initiatives is available for the underprivileged youth, and they are able to solve solutions, they come up with innovative solutions in their communities, and they are provided with inspiration, funding, mentorship, and available resources and tools. One example of an organization in the UAE is the Jane Goodall's Roots and Shoots program. This organization encourages children to implement practical and positive changes in people, animals, and the environment. Jane Goodall has worked extensively in conservation and animal issues. Another great example of mentorship is the Solar Sister, an NGO, which trains women and supports them in delivering clean energy to rural and African homes. Then social media becomes a catalyst for meaningful change and a positive impact for communities worldwide. Having looked at how community service has the power to shift mindsets, media can amplify changes, let's look at the most significant Last key focus area, mindfulness. Teaching mindfulness in schools to privileged students makes them more empathetic. They learn to be mindful during their community service and learn to handle problems and people well. Their service becomes more meaningful and they are better at handling the feelings of people better. So by integrating mindfulness in our school curriculum, the students not only gain practical skills, but also become more empathetic, compassionate, creative, and have a sense of purpose. In closing, let's embrace our collective responsibility in shaping an eco-urban future where we shift mindsets, practice media effectively, practice mindfulness, connect the dots for a better equipped generation. Let's stand together in solidarity and determination and pave a future where everyone thrives.
We're down to our final 4 speakers of the evening. Up next is Ishan Kalyani. Ishan is a student in year 12 at the Academy, exploring how the aviation industry can adopt more sustainable practices. He is passionate and hopeful about technological advancements in aviation and how they will play a crucial role in humanity's progress. Ishan wants to be able to study aviation in university and is dedicated to making the future of aviation more sustainable. The title of Ishan's talk is Flight to the Future, Aviation's Green Revolution. Ishan delves into the transformative potential of modern aviation, exploring how innovations like electric and hydrogen-powered aircraft and sustainable aviation fuel can pave the way for a net zero emissions future, all sparked by his lifelong fascination with flight and its impact on global connectivity and environmental sustainability. Please welcome on stage, Ishan Kalyani.
I'm sure you're all familiar with the traffic jams, the crowded buses, the endless search for parking. We've all been there before. Transportation quite literally influences how we move through the world, whether it be through the densely packed streets of our megacities or driving through the chaos of rush hour traffic. Now, when I say the word transportation, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Is it just a way of getting from point A to point B? Or perhaps it's a journey. When you put it into perspective, billions of people take public transport every year. All of these people are traveling different places, but they're carrying out their jobs in order to keep the world running. Without transportation in the urban landscape of today, we would have nothing to take us to the places that we need to be in. Ultimately, the choices we make in how we move through the world have the power to shape our cities and this planet which we call home. So let's explore how transportation cannot just be a means of travel, but a pathway to a better tomorrow. As a child, aviation, more than any other form of transport, fascinated me. I would spend hours watching documentaries and investigations. Every time my parents planned a trip, I would be so excited that I couldn't sleep a day before. Getting to see the world 30,000 feet above sea level just has a thrill of its own, and that fascination hasn't left me, even today. Because for me, air travel not only connects people and cultures, but it also opens up so many opportunities and possibilities. It's going to be so exciting to see how the future of air travel will be shaped by technological advancements and sustainable practices. But it's clear that today we stand at a turning point. While technology and education have made great strides, the demand for highly skilled pilots and staff has never been higher, especially as we look to recover from the pandemic. But at the same time, we face a pressing need to address environmental concerns, specifically the impact of air travel on climate change. The aviation industry has a huge role to play in combating climate change and reducing CO2 emissions. It's time for us to find more sustainable solutions for air travel. The CRE, Aviation Alice, and ES-30 are 3 planes which are pioneering sustainable aviation by integrating electric propulsion technologies, drastically reducing CO2 emissions and combating climate change. The CRE is a tiny all-electric aircraft developed by Airbus way back in 2011, which was never commercialized as it's only a single-seater plane. But what it did do was show us the feasibility of electric technology in smaller aircraft. As we fast forward to 2022, we saw the emergence of 2 new cutting-edge electric planes, the Aviation Alice and the ES-30. The Alice is a much larger all-electric regional aircraft aiming to provide zero-emission flights. Similarly to this, the ES-30 is also a much larger all-electric regional aircraft aiming to provide eco-friendly and sustainable solutions for shorter routes. Together, these 3 aircraft represent crucial steps towards combating climate change and highlight the potential for electric aviation to revolutionize modern aviation as we move into the future. Another such technology that has been talked a lot about recently, and I'm sure many of you here have heard of it, is hydrogen fuel cells. Fuel cells generate electricity through a reaction between hydrogen and oxygen, with the only byproduct being water vapor. If integrated into modern aviation, hydrogen fuel cell technology can not only drastically reduce CO2 emissions, but also our dependence on fossil fuels. ZeroAvia, a company and a leader in modern hydrogen electric aviation, is at the forefront of this transformation. With their hydrogen-powered aircraft, they aim to offer zero-emission flights, making regional air travel far more sustainable than it is today. But by integrating this technology, ZeroAvia are not only looking to address the aviation industry's environmental concerns, but also supporting the broader goal of Eco Urbanism. This approach encourages the development of green urban infrastructure, fostering urban living, and reducing pollution. ZeroAvia's advancements highlight the potential for hydrogen fuel cell technology to completely revolutionize aviation and really aid in achieving greener skies in the future. The last technology that I would like to talk about today is sustainable aviation fuel, or better known as SAF. SAF is an incredibly promising solution for greener aviation, drastically reducing life cycle emissions by up to 80%, and its most important advantage is that it is already compatible with current aircraft engines and fueling infrastructure, allowing for a seamless transition from fossil fuels to sustainable aviation fuel. And despite challenges such as higher production costs and limited availability, ongoing technological advancements and regulatory measures are driving efforts to scale up production. So while SAF may not be a complete solution as of yet, it is an impactful and practical component of a multifaceted approach towards greener aviation, as proved by Virgin Atlantic in 2023, when they completed the world's first transatlantic flight solely powered by sustainable aviation fuel. But besides just replacing the fuel that we use in our aircrafts, international governments and organizations can play a huge role in propelling aviation decarbonization. I think it's important that governments set certain guidelines on how airlines plan and implement their decarbonization projects, and also can be used as a way to monitor progress. An already existing example of this is emission standards, which is a regulation that is in place to ensure that total airline emissions are lower than they are today, pushing airlines to find more sustainable ways to operate. But a unique and innovative solution moving forward could be introducing something like a green airline certification program, essentially rewarding airlines that use high percentages of sustainable technologies by providing them with financial incentives, such as tax breaks. This would also encourage other airlines to follow the same path. But to achieve net zero, as we call it, the power source powering our airports need to be green as well. Many airports have recognized the need to move away from unsustainable practices, such as using fossil fuels, generating large amounts of waste, etc. One modern example of greener airports of the future is Bangalore International Airport. It recently inaugurated its new terminal, and this new terminal is built solely from bamboo and locally sourced materials to minimize the airport's carbon footprint. Known as an airport in a garden, it connects passengers to nature throughout every step of their journey. Future airports could incorporate features such as rainwater harvesting, using recycled water for irrigation, and other extensive waste recycling programs, on top of using renewable energy as well. Other airports, such as those in Singapore and Zurich, are also setting precedents for how we should build the airports of our future. There are many alternatives to traditional fossil fuels, but among them, 3 have proven to be highly effective. While achieving net zero in the aviation industry and overall is going to take some time, rest assured that the aviation industry is at the forefront of this change. As airlines transition away from fossil fuels and airports adopt eco-friendly practices, and governments provide the necessary support to accelerate this progress, we can envision a brighter, cleaner, and more efficient aviation industry. As an aviation enthusiast myself, I am thrilled to be part of this change as we move towards the future where technology, humanity, and nature can coexist as one.
That's my man right there. Our next speaker is Natasha James. Natasha is a year 10 student at the Academy. She is known for her compassion and dedication to the medical field, demonstrating a strong commitment for helping others. Natasha is passionate about making a positive impact on her community and aspires to pursue a career in healthcare. The title of Natasha's talk is Integrating Tradition and Heritage in Urban Design. Natasha embarks on a journey through the evolving landscapes of urban design, exploring how cities can integrate cultural heritage and sustainable innovation to create living, breathing cultural landscapes that reflect our past and embrace the future. Please welcome on stage Natasha James.
Take you on a journey through the evolving landscapes of urban design, where we explore how cities, the epicenter of human civilization, can transform into living, breathing cultural landscapes. This exploration is not just academic, it is a critical inquiry into how these urban spaces can reflect the richness of our past while embracing a potential sustainable future. The question we ponder today is profound. How can our cities encapsulate the essence of our heritage and tradition while simultaneously advancing in efficiency and innovation? This journey will lead us to an intricate relationship between culture and urban development, revealing how we can weave the threads of our past into the fabrics of our future cities. Cultural landscapes represent a symbiosis of human activity and natural environment. These landscapes are not mere backdrops in our lives, but are active participants in our cultural narratives. In urban design, they form the stage upon which the drama of human civilization unfolds. Each city, with its unique blend of architecture, public spaces, and urban life, narrates the story of its people, their beliefs, artistic expression, and societal values. However, in the race towards urbanization and technological advancements, these invaluable narratives risk being overlooked or forgotten. We must consider how our future cities can embody our collective identities, ensuring that as we move upwards and outwards, we do not lose sight of the rich cultural tapestry that defines us. Tracing the evolution of city design is like flipping through the pages of human history. Each era brings its distinct architectural and urban planning styles, reflective of the prevailing cultural, political, and technological context. Ancient cities like Babylon and Athens were not just centers of habitation, but were expressions of prevailing philosophies and ways of life. The urban planning of the Indus Valley, the grandeur of Renaissance European cities, and the geometric precision of Islamic urban design all tell tales of their time. Today, our cities have morphed into hubs of global connectivity and innovation. Yet, amidst this pursuit of progress, it is imperative to ask, are modern-day cities mere showcases of technological prowess? Or do they still hold a mirror to our cultural and historical identities? Tracing the evolution of city design is like flipping to the pages of human history. Emerging from the sands of the Arabian deserts, Dubai has rapidly transformed into a global symbol of urban innovation and architectural marvel. Yet, what is truly remarkable about Dubai is its commitment to preserving its cultural roots amidst this whirlwind of development. The city is a unique mosaic where traditional Emirati architecture, as seen in the Al Fahidi historical neighborhood, coexist with futuristic buildings like the Burj Khalifa. This juxtaposition is not accidental, but a deliberate effort to embed the rich Emirati heritage within the city's modern fabric. Dubai's journey is a testament to the possibility of creating urban spaces that honor their past while boldly stepping into the future. Preserving cultural heritage in the face of rapid urbanization presents a complex array of challenges. As cities expand, they are often encroached upon and sometimes engulf the cultural and historical landmarks that anchor us to our past. The urban sprawl, driven by population growth and economic pressures, prioritizes development over preservation. Additionally, the commercialization of cultural sites and the gentrification of historical neighborhoods threatens the authenticity and the accessibility of these spaces. These challenges are multifaceted, encompassing architectural, environmental, and socio-economic dimensions. They necessitate a rethinking of urban planning paradigms that ensure our cities remain connected to their cultural roots. Sustainable urban design emerges as a pivotal solution in addressing these challenges. It advocates for an approach to urban development that is environmentally responsible, socially inclusive, and culturally sensitive. These involve integrating local materials with traditional building techniques with modern technology. Sustainable design emphasizes the conservation of historical sites and the vitalization of cultural landmarks, ensuring they continue to serve as living reminders of our heritage. Moreover, the creation of public spaces fosters community engagement and cultural expressions, weaving the social fabrics of our cities more tightly together. This approach seeks to create urban environments that are not just habitable, but are vibrant cultural ecosystems. Examining global examples offers valuable insights into how cities can harmonize tradition and modernity. Kyoto, Japan, stands as a paragon in this regard. Its careful preservation of historical districts amid modern development exemplifies respect for cultural heritage while embracing contemporary life. Similarly, in New Zealand, urban landscapes incorporate indigenous Maori designs while celebrating and keeping alive the rich traditions of its native people. These examples illustrate urban spaces can indeed be melting pots where history, culture, and modernity coexist and enrich each other. In the digital era, technology plays an increasingly significant role in cultural preservation. Advanced tools like 3D scanning and printing allow us to digitally capture and recreate ancient structures, offering a new dimension to historical preservation. Digital archives and visual reality experiences make cultural and historical knowledge accessible to a global audience, transcending physical and geographical boundaries. Furthermore, smart city technologies are redefining interactions between citizens and their urban environment. These technologies allow cities to be more responsive to the cultural needs and the values of its residents, facilitating a deeper connection between people and their urban habitats. I look forward to a future where cities are not just economic activities or technological innovation, but are thriving cultural havens. These spaces celebrate our diversity, culture, and shared human experiences. Achieving this vision requires collaborative efforts transcending disciplinary boundaries. It is a call for an active involvement of urban planners, architects, historians, artists, policymakers, and most importantly, the community. Each stakeholder shapes the landscapes of our future cities. It is a call to action for all of us to contribute to creating urban spaces that are a testament to our history, reflection of our present, and the foundation for our future. As a young student from Nigeria, living in Dubai, I have witnessed firsthand the transformative powers of integrating tradition and sustainability in urban design. I look forward to a future where we not only strive to build cities that reach towards the sky, but are deeply rooted in the fertile soil of our cultural heritage. Good luck. Good luck.
Our next speaker is Shayan Siddiqui. Shayan is a year 12 student at the Academy who approaches economics with curiosity and determination. He is passionate about understanding economic complexities and combines his interests in finance, policy, and innovation, aspiring to shape global economies in the future. The title of Shayan's talk is Embracing Urban Agriculture and Circular Economies. Shayan delves into the transformative potential of urban agriculture and circular economies to advocate for sustainable, locally supported food systems that can reshape urban environments globally. Please welcome on stage Shayan Siddiqui.
Imagine stepping into a bustling supermarket in the heart of the UAE, surrounded by a vibrant array of fresh produce that seems to beckon with promise. Now, as your eyes wander over the colorful displays of fruits and vegetables, they alight upon a humble basket of tomatoes. Their ripe redness, an absolute testament to the abundance of nature. Yet what strikes you the most isn't just the freshness of the tomatoes, it's the remarkably low prices of them compared to those in other countries. Now, it wasn't until a couple weeks later I stumbled upon a community garden, tucked away in a forgotten corner of the urban landscape, where everything changed. As I dug my hands into the soil, planting seeds and nourishing seedlings, I found a profound connection to the earth and an appreciation for the power of urban agriculture. Now, this transformative experience ignited a passion within me to advocate for sustainable food systems and inspired me to share this journey with others. Now, the simple price of the tomato becomes a spark that ignites a journey of discovery and curiosity into the world of circular economies and urban agriculture. Join me as we delve into how urban farming is revolutionizing our urban landscapes and fostering a sustainable future for us all. Urban agriculture isn't merely a concept. It's a movement, a revolution that challenges the status quo and redefines our relationship with the land. It encompasses a diverse array of practices, from rooftop gardens to vertical farms, community elements, and hydroponic systems. But at its core, urban agriculture is more than just about growing food. It's about reimagining our cities as self-sustainable and vibrant ecosystems that nourish both body and soul. Urban agriculture has emerged from the shadows of the past, blossoming into a cornerstone of agricultural development. Cities worldwide are pioneering the green revolution, from Tokyo's rooftop gardens to Detroit's community farms. But these aren't just mere patches of greenery. They're classrooms, teaching our next generation the importance of sustainability. I'd like to introduce Detroit Copenhagen's Green School Initiative. They teach students the importance of urban agriculture, and all teaching is done free of charge. Students don't just learn about food, they grow it, understanding the cycle of life firsthand. But beyond the schoolyard, cities and countries are leading the way with urban agriculture. It's seen to be a driver of economic development, creating jobs, supporting our local businesses, and enhancing livability in our cities. Take Argentina, for example. They teach students the importance of sustainability. And because of their extensive use of vertical farming and improvements of urban agricultural innovation, they're experiencing improvements in their economic growth. But our journey doesn't end here. We must also consider the broader implications of our food systems and how they're impacting our planet, which leads me on to the concept of circular economies, where resources are used efficiently and waste is minimized. Circular economies are a new way of thinking about how we use resources. They're essential for cutting down transportation costs and sourcing food locally. By sourcing food locally, we can minimize carbon emissions and bring food closer to where we live. But now that you're more familiar with the phenomenon of circular economies, I'd like to shed light on Dell's closed-loop recycling initiative, a beacon of sustainability in the technology sector. At Dell, their initiative begins with a crucial step: collection. Dell partners with organizations worldwide to collect old electronics like laptops and phones so that they don't end up in landfills. Step 2, sorting. Dell, once collected, they sort these materials and plastics from others. Step 3, processing. Dell then uses advanced technology to process and clean these materials, making new high-quality ones. Step 4, integration. Once Dell has made these high-quality materials, they use it to create new products which are sent to you guys. And finally, step 5, closing the loop. Since Dell is now using these new high-quality materials, it reduces the need for them to extract them from elsewhere, making the process more sustainable. In essence, Dell's closed-loop recycling initiative is considered to be a win-win. They inspire firms and governments all around the world to lead to greater circular economies while reducing waste. Now, as we reflect on our journey from the supermarket in the UAE to the forefront of urban agriculture and circular economies, I'm filled with a sense of wonder and possibility into how urban farming is revolutionizing our economies. And I'm filled, and one thing is clear: the power to effect change lies within each of us. I urge each of you to take action, embrace sustainability in your daily lives, and support local businesses that support healthy food systems. Whether it's supporting our urban agriculture economies or starting a community garden, each step, no matter how big or small, plays a part to the greater cause. So let us cultivate change, step by step, or tomato by tomato, and urge in a new era where sustainability and abundance go hand in hand for all.
So here on Shots of Awe, we trade in the currency of optimism. We're tired of doom and gloom, fatalistic thinking, the world is going to hell and all that. We need solutions to address the grand challenges of humanity. See, I believe in boundless possibility. Human beings are a curious species because we have the ability to conceive of delightful, exotic, future scenarios, and we can actually move the popular will. We can pull the present forward and meet and actualize any of those possibilities. That's what we do. We pull the present forward into the future that we create, that we map out. Today, we hear a lot in the media about the energy crisis. We hear a lot about sustainability. We hear a lot about strangleholding the planet. These are all legitimate concerns. But again, doom and gloom has been fatigued. We need solutions. So let's talk about the Solutions Project. The Solutions Project is an amazing new initiative led by Hollywood celebrities, brilliant civil engineers, the popular will of some of the smartest men in the world who have come together to leverage their brains to create a plan to take us 100% renewable here in America. Literally, 50 plans for 50 states by 2050 using technology that already exists today. The proposal is straightforward. Eliminate combustion as a source of energy. The sun gives us in one single hour more energy than we would need to power the Earth for a year. And the technology used to capture that energy is getting exponentially faster all the time. The fact that less than 2% of the United States land mass would support all of the wind, solar, and hydroelectric power generation required to meet energy demand is amazing. Now again, it all comes down to the fact that we need to make a cognitive leap. We need to realize that this is already possible now, today, with existing technology. You change minds, you change paradigms. So again, I encourage all of you guys to check out thesolutionsproject.org, get educated, get involved, join the conversation. Thank you very much.
We are approaching the end of our series of talks. Our last of the evening, and my personal favorite, is Miss Caroline D'Souza. Caroline has been a founding member of GEMS Wellington Academy since 2013. While working full-time, she earned a master's degree in business. Although she has always been interested in wildlife conservation, her main focus is now on advocating for mental health awareness. The title of her talk is Escaping the Mental Health Crisis of Urban Living. In this compelling talk, Caroline explores the transformative power of Eco Urbanism in reconciling the demands of urban growth with the human need for natural spaces, proposing integrated city designs that enhance both our mental well-being and environmental sustainability. Please welcome on stage, Caroline D'Souza.
told you, these urban giants and bustling streets of our cities hold not just the promise of progress, but also the potential to transform the very fabric of our mental health. There is an undeniable need for change, a shift towards sustainable living that prioritizes our health and happiness. Imagine being offered the trip of a lifetime, the chance to explore any corner of the globe. Yet as you are drawn to exotic places, you feel the yearning for something more. You then find yourself drawn to a place cradled in the warm embrace of nature, far away from the hustle and bustle of the city you call home. Whether in a cozy cabin in the mountains, on a safari, or even at nature resort, being surrounded by lush greenery and/or the symphony of wildlife, the human nature ultimately can only find rejuvenation in the natural world. Cities in the 21st century boast of mankind's progress and sheer dominance when it comes to engineering. However, within this architectural wonder, a lingering sense of emptiness arises, crucial to our well-being. It's a feeling I know all too well as I stand witness to the profound impact our surroundings can have on our inner health. 2 years ago, my life took an unexpected turn. It was a day like any other, until I received the news that shattered my world: a diagnosis of the big C. Cancer is a scary word, and it was devastating to know that this had now invaded my life. Feeling discouraged and overwhelmed became my new norm. I couldn't control the dark thoughts that ran through my head. It is natural to waver between hope and despair, especially in the face of such a daunting diagnosis. During those trying times, I often found myself questioning my resilience. I felt that the darkness that had surrounded me was too difficult to bear. Rather, I would say suffocating to bear. The unknown fears can be paralyzing, filling your mind with questions about mortality and the course of your life. Yet I could still see myself embracing the unknown. Our bodies have a language of their own, ways of communicating with us that transcends words. Despite my hesitations, I somehow believed that my body knew what it needed to heal. Those signals helped me find a deeper meaning that led to a larger reality. As I embarked on my journey towards healing, I realized that I needed to make significant changes to my lifestyle. It meant embracing a healthier way of living, a holistic approach that prioritized both my physical and my spiritual well-being. I recognized the need to nourish my body with wholesome foods and adopting habits that promoted vitality and strength. Yet beyond the physical realm, the inner me craved for something more, a desire to reconnect with the natural world. Spending time outdoors became a lifeline for me. Whether it was a leisurely walk in the park, a hike through the mountains, or even stargazing, immersing myself in nature provided me the much-needed respite from the chaos of cancer treatment. These moments not only revitalized my spirit, but it also made me realize that nature had an inherent healing power. This is God's gift to us. Every healthy choice I made and every moment spent in nature became my happy place, a testament to reclaiming my health and my happiness. I also found it truly remarkable that even something as simple as watching nature documentaries could have such a significant impact on our emotional and mental health. This development is promising as it signifies that the mental health benefits offered by nature is virtually accessible to all individuals regardless of their geographical locations. Today, I stand before you declaring myself cancer-free. A living testament to the power of faith, perseverance, and most importantly, self-care. A very dear friend once told me, Caroline, you can't pour from an empty cup. Therefore, taking time to look after yourself and your well-being is crucial before you can help those around you. What if I told you today that even within the confines of urban living, a connection to nature is possible? This is precisely where Eco Urbanism comes in. It offers a path towards a sustainable and livable way of life. It's a vision where cities and nature coexist in harmony, promoting well-being for both people and the planet. More than half the world's population now calls cities home, and that number is expected to surge in the coming decades. The human mind associates modern architecture with work and progress. This in turn invokes a sense of restlessness, depression, and anxiety. Let us consider what happened to everyone during the peak of the COVID-19 pandemic. It was as though the world had temporarily shut down. Well-being had plummeted to unprecedented depths, casting shadows of anxiety and despair across communities worldwide. The Mental Health Foundation signifies the importance of spending time outdoors as a vital strategy to cope with the unescapable stress induced by the pandemic. Nature can act as our sanctuary, offering solace to our weary minds, and an opportunity to step back from the relentless pace of urban living. Including nature into our developing cities isn't merely about aesthetics and environmental sustainability. It is about safeguarding our mental health, nurturing spaces where we can find calm, connection, and a sense of belonging amidst the chaos of urbanization. The need of the hour is to integrate nature into our cities to live a more productive life without sacrificing our emotional health and mental peace. It's a future where urban environments are designed to promote healthier, happier communities, where the needs of the people and the health of the earth are intertwined in harmony. Eco-urbanism is the key to achieving this balance. As we look towards the future of our cities, it is essential that we integrate green spaces into urban planning. By investing in parks, gardens, and other natural areas, we not only enhance the quality of life for residents, but also promote sustainability, biodiversity, and resilience in the face of climate change and global warming. These green spaces are more than just patches of plants, trees, and grass. They are vital components for a healthy, thriving community. They serve as gathering places for social interactions, hubs of recreation, and heavens for wildlife. They are places where children play, where memories are made, and where individuals of all ages can find refuge from the demands of urban life. The transformation of our cities into more sustainable and livable environments indeed necessitate a collective effort from us all. We can all be the architects of this change. As I continue to navigate my life beyond cancer, I am inspired to advocate for eco eco-conscious living in urban environments. Recently, I've had the privilege of planting a tree in my name through the very same hospital that helped me through my diagnosis and the treatment. It's a small but a meaningful step towards a greener future. Let us embrace this vision. Let us not just prioritize the economic growth, but also the growth and well-being of our cities. By fostering collaboration between residents and environmental organizations, we can turn this vision of eco-urbanism into a reality. Together, let us build cities that are not just livable, but also lovable.
Wow, what a fantastic series of talks. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of today's conference. We hope you found today's talks thought-provoking and inspiring. The videos of today's talks will be uploaded on the TEDx website in due course and will be available to view online. Before you leave, we'd like to request our principal, Mr. Campbell Douglas, to say a few words. Please welcome on stage Mr. Campbell Douglas.
Good evening. Of all the hundreds of speeches I have to give each year, nothing fills me with more dread than having to speak at the end of a TEDx conference. How I'm supposed to follow those speeches, I don't know. But congratulations to all the participants today. It's been amazing to hear you speak. I'm extremely proud to be part of a community where we have students and staff that can speak to that level and that standard. And as I said, I'm very proud to be a principal of the school where that can happen. I know a lot of work goes into these, and I want to talk to the speakers and say well done on what you've done. I know the research that goes into that, the effort that goes into making that happen is time consuming and is done over a long period of time, so congratulations on what you've achieved today. It's been nothing short of remarkable. And to end, of course, I can't see him in the light, Mr. Roberts, here we are, Rohan. Huge thank you to you in getting this organised. I know a lot of planning and preparation, a lot of stress as well goes into making this happen, and that planning goes over a long period of time. So we are so lucky to have you in the school, and I'm very proud to have you as our Director of Innovation and Future Learning. So thank you for all your work as well. On that note, I wish you all a great evening, and we hope to see you back here next year. Thank you very much.
I'm feeling my heart beating with the rhythm of her body slowly moves. I love this feeling. Yeah. I'm